discussing the amazing mathematical diagram that is in Tantra. So in Tantra, they are these Mahavidyas, and one of them is called um, Shodashi, I think. I think the third Mahavidya, and the yantra or the diagram, there's a mathematical diagram called the Shri Vidya, right? And it's a very complex diagram that is associated with the Fibonacci principle, the gold standard, and pi. And so I want to discuss that aspect, that I've learned about in the video today. Right? For those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to press like and also subscribe if you haven't already. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people, right? And if you could drop a comment, I would love to hear from you. And also, if you can do me a big favor, share this video with your favorite social media channels or your circle of friends and so forth. You greatly help me more than you could understand, because I'm a blind person, and very difficult for me to go online and share my videos or in my own social media, building my social media. I am trying to do it, but it's very challenging for me. And you'll be helping me greatly from that part. For those of you who don't know me, I am Osman, hashtag the blind Muslim yogi. And I am a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual matters. And I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and now teaching it for 46 years. And in that period, I've studied under some amazing masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, including the scientific communities. And I've developed my own protocols, unique protocols, basically adapting them to the 21st century, making them faster, quicker, easier, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can also get more information on my services. So I'm also, offering natural healing methods, and my treatment protocols are not a replacement for medical treatment, right? Please remember that disclaimer. So, coming back to this Shri Yantra, or the mathematical diagram that's found in Tantra. So, basically, Tantra is consists of three elements. Tantra, meaning methodology, the rules and regulations for that particular chosen goddess that you're going to choose, or god, right? Is Bhairava and Bhairavi, and there's so many male and female goddesses, right? But originally it was like the female goddesses, I believe, right? But anyway, it's not important. This mathematical diagram refers to the third female goddess amongst the 10 goddesses in the Tantra, called the Mahavidyas, right? Meaning 10, or 10 Sri Vidyas, or 10 Vidyas, right? Mahavidyas. So the first one being Kali, and each goddess has got its own diagrammatical representation, as well as a, a form, like a angelic form, right? So we won't use the word goddess and god. I think that's the wrong word. Devis and devas. Deva means effulgent beings, right? Not a god, right? Effulgent beings, right? So of course they worshipped, and they can take you to higher levels of understanding. So the ultimate principle of God, is beyond the conception of the mind, beyond form or formless. And these devis and devas have a form, right? So this is the yantra. So the one tantra is the rules and regulations on any specific chosen devi, or deva, and the yantra is it'll have a specific diagram with triangles, circles, squares, dots, petals, and so forth, but specific, very specific to that, and very scientifically drawn according to angles and everything. Has to be 100% perfect. The ratio and the angles as well. So the one that I'm referring to is the diagrammatical representation of the third Devi, called Shodashi or Tripura Sundari, or Lalita Tripura Sundari, I think, right? And that diagram has got a total of about 43 triangles there in total, and circles and squares and petals, about I think 16 petals and 8 petals, referring to different principles, right? As you're going deeper and deeper and deeper, right? From outside to inside, representing, they have different interpretations and so forth. But of very big interest is that they can correlate directly to, in terms of its configuration, directly to the Fibonacci principle and the pi. What's even more interesting is the angle of the triangle specific to that yantra is the very same angle in the pyramids of Giza, right? And they say that the pyramids were not built according to those who are in tantric worship and have knowledge of this yantra, that it wasn't built as tombs but built as energy centers, which makes a lot of sense because they've got the king's chamber. And when you have any pyramid structure made of any natural element, whether it's wood or stone or but natural elements, and you sit in the same ratio as in the pyramids, in the king's chamber region, it like boosts your meditation progress tremendously. You feel the power of the meditation progress much faster. So try, to see the ratio and the angles and build your own little backyard pyramid, right? And sit in that region, right? That's that king's chamber. Build it according to the same ratios, and you can get the information, and you see your meditation progress boosted tremendously, right? So for those who want to develop meditation centers, it's a good idea. If you got a piece of land, build a meditation center part in a form of a pyramid, right? So the pyramid, so this thing has got a lot of science behind it. Now, my spirituality contribution in this video, what I'm making this video, is not to talk about this amazing thing that 1,000 people are talking about, but that the principle of mantra is also associated to that specific diagram. There is the Shodashi mantra, and there is a simple mantra. There's many mantras, right? Probably there's so many, right? But you can find a simple one that, online, and recite them, because by reciting it as you're getting the power of the mantra is going to create that diagram in your body virtually, right? So of course you're not going to see it with your naked eye, but if you've got a spiritual eye, you're going to see it. So if you are spiritually already awakened, it's going to start working instantly, right? The diagram. But if you're not yet spiritually awakened, you have to do a lot of repetitions, of the mantra for it to start. Why would you want the diagram to be? Of course, so mm, I think Onassis or some place in the U.S. starting with the O, right? In 1990, they found the same diagram drawn in a mass scale in a desert area, right? And you can Google this, right? And it's was so accurate that no human could have done it, and even a computer could not have drawn it to that this thing. So there was a lot of media reports on it, and that particular piece of land became extremely fertile, and even extinct plants that were extinct started to grow after that, from that soil that was like just plain desert sand. It made it fertile again. So what does that mean? If you have that a lot of people are having that diagram printed on the t-shirts and wearing it, on them, and tattooing it on themselves and so forth, to get the power, by just drawing the diagram, they believe that power can come in, into you. But drawing it esoterically or spiritually or mystically, right? Mystically, you 100% that mantra is going to bring that diagram in your body, right? You do it the correct way. What the correct way is, do a minimum 1008 repetitions of whatever mantra that you choose, right? But specifically for this purposes, that one you do it per day without missing a single day in between, in groups of 10 days. So every 10 days you're going to have 10,080, right? So you basically reaching 10,000, right? So, but you're doing 1,008. There must be that 8 in there. I don't know why, and that's I could guess why, but we leave that for another video, right? So you once you reach 10 days, then it locks into your body. You will never lose it for the rest of your life. And if you believe in reincarnation and the afterlife and all that, it's going to be with you going into your afterlife as well, locked in permanently on that incremental level. So the more increments of 10,000 that you do, or sets of 10 days, it builds it up, and your goal is to reach 100,000. So 100,000 is a proper level. So each 10,000 is an increment, and every 100,000 is a level. So you reach one level, two level, three level, four levels, and many levels you can gonna do. So people who recite mantras or going into to get the spiritual power of, because you're doing to get the power of it, right? So when you recite it this way, you're gonna form the mystical diagram in perfect alignment, perfect, right? So if you buy it, and we don't know whether they're doing it right, the coordinates are right, or what, right? But if you do it mystically, it's going to automatically create in your body perfection, which going to bring balance in your body. So in that desert sand, if it grew, made it an oasis, so imagine it's going to bring about a balance of the energies, and rebuild your spirituality, and bring about a lot of opulence in your life. And Shodashi, the deity, it represents opulence and abundance and opulence in everything that one would want to enjoy. Opulence in money, in in power, in status, in your social life, in your family life, and in every possible way, whatever opulence, in wealth, right? And opulence, right? So the diagram is going to bring about or attract opulence for. So it's going to bring about, make the power of manifestation easier, right? So it's my perspective, my opinion. So hope you like the like these ideas that I've shared with you, and it's from my own experience and what I've heard. And take care of yourself always.